Welcome back, everyone. Episode 21 of What a Load of Balls. Ironically, Simon's mental age is also 21. Welcome back, Simon Little.
That is me, Simon Little. DJ, you got the episode number right this week.
Yeah, well, man, you make one mistake, like, unbelievable. Anyway, that was a G up on your part. One of the only good ones you ever got me with. Well, mate, this week, English Premier League is back.
Yes.
Manchester United got off to a winning start, mate. Happy days.
Get in there.
Did you watch any of it, mate, or did you... I wasn't keen to get up at 4 o'clock to watch it personally, but...
Nah, I just seen the highlights. Didn't get up in the early hours of the morning, no.
Well, I judge it on the group conversation with Andy, Dave and James as to how bad they've played. If I wake up and there's 140 messages, they've played pretty bad, but it was pretty quiet this time, so they must have played all right. Got the 1-0 win, off to a good start, so well done to them, mate. Some other things in the news, I don't know if you've seen it, buddy, but the Aussies aren't going to be happy. Did you see the cyclist?
No.
Won a couple of medals for Australia at the recent Olympics. 2 weeks later, Matthew Richardson's just defected to Great Britain.
No.
Born and raised in Britain till the age of 7, moved out to Perth, took up cycling as a teenager, supported by Australia, went to 2 Olympics, and 2 weeks later, suddenly he's going to Great Britain. Now, I'm not going to have that he's just won the gold medals or whatever he's won for Australia. Got home on the flight and going, I'm just going to go to Britain. That's been going on for a while.
That's poor form, that DJ. Defecting, yeah. He just all of a sudden found his British passport.
Well, like I said, British by birth, so I can understand. But to go to 2 Olympics for Australia, have the backing of Cycling Australia and to go and do that. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously not an easy decision he made, but I'm telling you, like I said, 2 weeks after the Olympics, that decision was made prior to him getting on the plane to go to France.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it was,
I think so.
At least there was plenty of discussions in the pipeline before that. But yeah, that'll not have the Aussies too happy.
No.
Okay, but moving on, we've got a couple of jobs have been advertised this week in the sport.
Really?
Up in Scotland, both Scotland are looking for a new CEO after theirs has moved on after 14 or 15 years. So, yeah, job there for you, mate. But a little bit closer to home, I find one, mate.
Yeah.
Bulls New South Wales are advertising. They're after a coordinator in sport and administration role. Now, I looked at that and I thought, just the title alone made me think Simon Little. So I thought, like Simon's background, his university degree in sports management, how good he is on the technology, his passion for the sport, his history in working with manufacturers and coaching and all that there. What better man to get in there? Then I started reading the job description. This is Simon. This is Simon all over. And I thought, I'm going to send this to him. And then I read the salary and thought, they could pay that Simon for the first 6 months of the year. What are they going to do for the second half? What do you reckon? Did you see it? Did you have a look?
I did see a bit quick glimpse of it. It popped up, DJ. And I didn't make a second thought, DJ,
man, honestly,
really, and put my CV in, really.
I reckon it came up the day after you were snapping photographs in front of the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge doing your surveying, mate. And I thought, why would he want to be doing that?
Yeah, I know.
When he could be on Pitt Street in the offices looking after the sport. But
in the
like
trenches,
I said,
DJ changing our sport.
I had a look at that salary, man. I didn't think with your champagne taste that you were going to go back to the beer budget too quickly. So I thought, maybe I'll just let that one go and he can keep surveying for a bit.
Yeah, I'll keep surveying, DJ, and just, keep rolling with the podcast.
Yeah, exactly, man. I had a look at it too myself. However, I tried to go down to Bulls New South Wales once a month on a volunteer role and they knocked me back. So I don't think they're going to pay me full time to be there all the time. So
I wouldn't pay you full time either, DJ, to sit and listen to you in the office.
Yeah, no, we'll just let that one go. All right, buddy, on to Around the Green. So last week, Mr. Predictor came out again and he had a look at the Aussie Indoors. So you went for a Chloe Stewart versus Brianna Smith final in the women's and you were wrong. Wrong. It was Kelsey Cotler versus Chloe Stewart. But you did get the men's right. You went for Jeremy Henry and Jack McShane in the final. Yep. How did they fare? Kelsey and Chloe went to a tiebreaker. So one set apiece. And Kelsey took the first set 9-4. Chloe then came out and took the second set 11-2 into the nervy 3-end tiebreak. And it only took 2 ends. Kelsey got a 5-0 win there in the tiebreak, taking home the indoor title.
Interesting, DJ. What do you think about those tiebreaks and sets and...
I mean, it adds a different element to the game. I'm a bit of a traditionalist, so I don't mind the old 21 up, 25 up, no pass, don't go past 25, but rubbish, no 35, no 31, that stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it adds a different element, man. It's like, as we were talking about beforehand, that actually made the score. Like Kelsey did win. Kelsey won 16-15 in scores in shots, but you do get the odd occasion where it's suddenly somebody's won the first set by a shot, lost the next one by 20 shots, won the tiebreaker by a shot. So they've actually scored less shots in the game, but
they won the match here.
And won the match, but it's the rules going into it. It is what it is. It came in a few years back for TV reasons and stuff, so I sort of understand why it's there. Different element to the game. It spices things up a bit. I'm not against it, but yeah, I'm still a traditionalist. I didn't like it when they were playing it in the Commonwealth Games and stuff way back in the early 2000s. They were doing sets playing things, but yeah, for certain events, man, I don't see why not. Yeah, moving on to the men's end. Jeremy I think he was going for number 3. Or was he going for number 4? He's won it a few times anyway.
He has won it a few times, yep.
Against some young fella, Jack McShane. Have you heard of Jack?
Yeah, I have, and I've been on the wrong side of Jack McShane too many times in the last 12 months, I reckon, DJ. So,
Oh dear. Yeah. Wasn't a state triples final, was it?
I think it was, yeah.
Well, anyway, it was Jack's turn, mate, to get up here. So he's got an Aussie Open pairs outdoor, and he's taking the Aussie Open singles indoor at the age of 19. 8-7, 8-4, he got up over Jeremy, straight set. So must have played well to beat the king on the carpet. So absolutely brilliant. So well done to Jack. Interesting to see, mate. I know there's some selections coming up soon, and the little fella's on red hot form. Do they throw an uncapped man in for the Ali Shield?
Put it out there, DJ. Yeah,
mate. We'll wait and see. I know a few states have named their teams for the Ali Shield. New South Wales keeping their cards close to their chest.
Yeah,
be interesting to see what they do. Maybe they're waiting for the podcast to come out before they publish it, just in case you get critical of the game like you normally do. But we'll wait and see. Moving a little bit closer to home, mate.
Yeah.
The big cup event, the Northern Ireland Private Greens League Cup final.
Going all across the waters, DJ, all the way across the waters to Ireland.
Well, mate, I made a comment on a Facebook group about one of these clubs potentially focusing on the cups because they seem to be, for an all-star lineup, they seem to have fallen short a bit in the league. And they definitely didn't make any semi-finals of the championships, which I thought was interesting. So I thought maybe they've made a conscious decision. We'll just focus on the cups. Didn't work for them. Belmont got up over Old Bleach in the Northern Ireland Private Greens League Cup final. So big shout out to Nigel Beggs, who was very quick to tell me the score. So he was. So well done to Belmont, getting up by 10 shots. So good luck, Beggsy, this week. Beggsy's got his second child coming this week. So all the best, mate. Shout out to you. He loves listening to me. He messages me pretty much every week. He loves it. So he does, especially when there's a bit of banter between the two. It gets them all nostalgic, mate, from when we were all back there.
That's it. It's good to know some of the boys that we played with back on a 25 level are listening in.
Yeah. I'm getting old and fat just like us.
Yeah.
Back down to Australia, mate. UBC coming up. So player draft. They're taking registrations for the player draft, and there's a couple of new teams being announced. So, it'll be interesting to see how the UBC goes this year. That down in Dandenong at the start of December. So I think the draw is coming up next week. Can't be sure. We're just throwing this together and making it up as we go along. So.
Yeah.
But, it's not a UBC podcast, so stuff them. It's all right. But yeah, shout out to Chris and Mark Casey doing a pretty good job there for promoting the sport. Bit of a different format in the UBC with the points play and stuff like that there. We might jump into that a bit more in another episode and explain to a few of the other people about how that goes on. So yeah, if you think sets plays a bit different, mate, this is very
completely different. UBC, if no one's seen it,
there's some new teams coming in there, mate. I wonder will there be any teams called the Jets? It'll be interesting to see. Some controversy in the BPL one being called the Jets, so it'll be nice to see what happens down there, mate. But yeah. Did you nominate for the draft this year, buddy?
No, I didn't. It's been a few years, DJ, from I've put in. I think I have to be very selective these days with what I play in, and obviously with the little one these days, DJ, time is restrictive. And
I like how you put that, but you don't get to pick whether you play in this or not. Teams pick you.
Yeah, but I get to pick whether I put my name in for it or not.
I think we caught a glimpse of reality a couple of years ago, mate, when we weren't getting a look in, and we decided, no, we'll just keep our money in our pocket. But it's a great concept. I love the way they do it. The draft certainly adds a different element to it. It's fun to sit and watch it there, and the teams coming up on the board and selecting the players. So yeah, it's an interesting one, mate. So yeah, UBC, keep an eye out for that one, folks. They're on Facebook and everything like that there. So have a look if you're interested in trying to get a spot. Throw your name in, you never know, because they got those wild card draws as well. You need your name to come out. You get your own team anyway. So interesting concept with Chrissy Green and Mark Casey there. So well done, folks. All right, mate. And yeah, you sent me a nice little screenshot of a lovely Facebook comment coming from the national championships over in England. So you did,
yeah.
So they a bit of controversy over there in that two fellas in the pairs went there on the Sunday, won 2 games, and then gave a forfeit to the next opponent.
No way.
So they did. I'll tell you better than that, mate. When I went and looked at, because the names weren't named, but I went and had a look. They won the first game 20-19. So they won the first game by a shot.
Yeah.
Then they've gone and played the afternoon. They've won that game by 4 shots. And then they forfeited the Monday game.
No way.
So I thought, what's going on here? So I've gone in, and you get the usual Karens and whatever the male version is on there. Ban them. There's got to be a reason for it.
Yeah.
And then I started reading, man. Some of the comments were saying they've gone to play the other code at Skegness. I'm thinking, other code? Like, they must be Crown Green players.
Yeah.
No, Simon, they're not.
What are they playing?
They're English Bowling Federation players, Simon. They have 2 types of flat green bowls being played in England. They have the English Bowls Association, which we know.
Yeah.
And they've got the English Bowls Federation.
So it's a bit like darts, DJ. Back in the day, we had the 2 different codes of darts.
2 different codes, man. I'm like, what? 2 different codes? What's going on here? So, man, you know me, had to jump in the middle of it and see what's going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we've got the English Bowls Federation, which has different rules. So the reason that they came up with the English Bowls Federation, they even call themselves the Breakaway Association. Okay, and they wanted to make the rules simpler and easier for people to get to. Now, I've read the rules, and I haven't played lawn bowls all my life.
Well, you're a pretty simple person, DJ, so
I tend to disagree with some of the stuff. So, mate, old school rule here, this is a good one, right? The mat must be placed lengthwise and centered in a line, with the center pins marking the rink, with the front edge 2 meters from the ditch for the first end, and not less than 2 meters or more than 4 meters from the ditch in any subsequent end. So you only have a 4-meter block to put your mat. All right. That's a simpler rule, apparently. Fair enough. If the jack is forced into the ditch by the effects of play, it shall be deemed to be live and played to. If the effects of play, any part of the jack comes to rest on or over the dividing line, so on the outside of the ring, if part of your jack touches that, the end's dead. So it doesn't have to pass out of the ring, just has to touch the edge.
What?
Simpler rule, mate. Simpler rule. All right? Bowls touching the jack and then going into the ditch are dead. So touches don't count.
Touches don't count. Oh, no way, DJ.
All right. Next one. No bowl shall count if it is more than 2 meters away from the jack. This is a video of your face. If the bowl is 2 meters away from the jack, doesn't matter if it's the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever closest bowl, you cannot count that.
So, do we have a measurement of 2 meters that we go and measure all the bowls with once the end's done?
Yes, they do.
No, DJ,
they got a 2 meter stick.
They do not.
They got a 2 meter stick. All right. This one I don't mind. Okay. Players may alter the order in which they play, but only after the completion of an end. And we talked about that a few.
Yeah, that was
something
so
other than a dead end and before the commencement of the next end. All right. So all good. And then re-stamping of bowls and stuff like that there. So very, very interesting, mate. And not only that, some of the games, they came up with this federation because it wasn't easily accessible for some people to get to a flat lawn green. So some houses were putting up their flat garden and allowing people to play this bowls federation on it. So where ditches and stuff didn't really come into effect. But man, all credit to the guys that can play both formats.
Man.
And qualify through their county or whatever they come out of. But man, I just reading this and I'm just thinking, like, this is just English, isn't it? Like, this is only in England could you come away with this.
Yeah.
So they play 2 bowl rinks, but a rink to them is 3 players.
Okay.
All right. So the fellas in question here have qualified in the national pairs from their county for the English Bowling Association, the true form of the game. All right. One of them fellas, and so only one of them fellas I could find in the English Bowls Federation finals, and he's playing mixed drinks. So he's give up national men's pairs to go and play mixed drinks, which is a mixed triple to us and 2 bowl. But not only that, mate, they play 2 bowl singles, they play 4 bowl singles, they play 2 bowl pairs, 4 bowl pairs, 2 bowl triples, 3 bowl triples, mixed, open, under 25, everything you want.
Wow. I didn't know this existed.
It just reminds me of rugby union versus rugby league, like only in England.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. I did not see that coming. I knew Crown Green and I knew flat green bowls, but there's 2 associations or federations running flat green bowls in England and they've got different rules.
Yeah. That's
Do
mad.
me a favor. So now I can understand why some people were calling for bans.
Yeah.
But the other big thing is, mate, two massive federations. Well, one's massive, the other one's a federation. They hold their national championships on the same week.
What?
This isn't the first time this has happened. So people doing it the other way, giving up on the federation finals to go and play in the association finals, have been banned for 3 years. They had a 3-year ban. It's like unbelievable. But like I said, man, that's just English for you. So a bit of insight into how English bowls is run for you folks. So any English out there offended, well, have a look at yourself. But anyway, unbelievable. I never knew that was an eye opener to me.
Well,
so it just reminded me, because back in uni when we had to do our dissertations and stuff, I did the difference on league and union, and this just reminded me of that. I mean, just reading some of this stuff, and it was all just, you know, the league and union wasn't pettiness. There was reasons behind that split, but it's just sounded like pettiness when you read the breakaway and it's the reasons to why they broke away and stuff. And oh man, it's just almost just, well, they're playing it this way, we're going to play it this way, and they're playing it this way, so we're going to play it this way, and they're playing on that weekend, we're going to play the same weekend, and oh man. Only.
That's unreal, DJ. I never knew that existed. There you go. That's ridiculous.
Mate, your face was an absolute picture there when I mentioned that to you. That was brilliant. Anyway, right, we're going to move on. So I've been doing the GOAT debate.
Yes.
So I've made for a few weeks now. We've gone through 8 different locations: Scotland, Northern Ireland and Ireland, New Zealand, England, South Africa, Wales, Australia, and then the rest of the world.
Yeah. And
it's all come down to this, mate. So as this is what everyone's coming back for. Mm-hmm. It's the only reason people are listening to the podcast, and that they want to know who the GOAT is, all right?
We're down to the pointy end, DJ.
We are, mate. We are. So like I said, we started in Scotland, all right? So who did we take? We took Margaret Leatham in the women, and we took Alex Marshall in the men's, all right? Northern Ireland and Ireland, we took Jeremy Henry for the men and Margaret Johnson for the women. Mm-hmm. All right, moving on to New Zealand, we went with Rowan Brassey, which that's probably the one that actually caused the most debate. There's a few people saying Peter Bellis and stuff, but get your own podcast. And Joe Edwards from the women, no surprises there. And Rowan Brassey. New Zealand then to England, and we took obviously David Bryant for the men. Yep. We took Ellen Faulkner for the women. On to South Africa then, and we went with Lorna Trigwell from South Africa for the women, and Bobby Donnelly for the men. Back up to Wales. Another controversy here because I got stitched up by Wikipedia. Thank you for that. But thank you for Robert Will getting in and correcting us and giving Simon something to laugh about for a week. Yep. All right. But Welsh women, we went for Anwen Button, or Button. I still don't know how to pronounce that, but so here we go. And the one and only Robert Will. On to Australia then. We've gone for the two little known players there, Aaron Sheriff and Karen Murphy. Mm-hmm. So we did. On the rest of the world, and we took Zelina Ahmad and Ryan Bester. So going through this last night, I thought I got to do this right. You know, we can't just willy nilly pick this. This is a big day. Like this is probably the biggest announcement of the year. Yep. So it is. So the first thing I've looked at, I've gone right. Do I go by mine and Simon's preferences? Right. Hard to nail it all down. So I've come up with a DJ formula, mate. I'm going to have a podium for each. So the DJ formulas come into play here, and it's all based on which medals you won at which discipline, and which event. And we've looked at world singles, and we've looked at Commonwealth singles, and we've looked at world pairs, com pairs, triples, fours, blah, blah, blah. Alrighty. So the singles was heavier weighted than the rest of the events because singles is the blue ribbon event. So if you won a gold medal there, 5 points. You won a silver medal there, 3 points. You won a bronze medal, 2 points. On the other disciplines was a 4-2-1.
Okay.
Alrighty. So this is what I thought, sitting there, bored as anything because Yana was at work and the kids were in bed. I thought, I'll just come up with this. Alrighty. So
I was thinking it was maybe a quiet week in the Bulls Maitland City office. That you've
never quiet in there, mate. This was just a quiet Monday night with no Olympics to watch.
No Olympics. Okay.
Nobody to talk to. Well, not that they talk to me much anyway, but you know, at least when they're there, I can just talk and pretend they're listening.
Okay.
All right. So drum roll, we'll start with the women. Some top class women in there. Some people just missing out on the podium. Ellen Faulkner for one of those, coming in 4th place. But onto our podium in 3rd place for our greatest of all time women bowlers, Joe Edwards from New Zealand.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. 2nd place. Ooh, get ready for the deportation, Simon. 2nd place from Australia, Karen Murphy.
Whoa. Karen Murphy,
2nd
place, DJ.
2nd place. which leaves the top of the podium. All right, and people are going to say it's bias. All righty.
No, DJ.
Yeah, it is, mate. From Northern Ireland, Margaret Johnson, greatest female player of all time. Why? Why are you telling me, Simon? Well, she's just won everything. So she has. She racked up, out of that point system, she racked up at 42, to Karen's 35, to Joe's 28. All right, so we looked into Margaret's record a bit more, mate. We didn't actually get to see much of Margaret playing. We'd heard of Margaret, but we didn't get to see much of her playing. Yep. So, mate, she didn't start playing until 1979, which means she was the age of 36 when she started playing, when she first picked up a ball.
Okay.
All right. Her first international title was in 86. So what's that, only 7 years later?
Yeah. Gold
medal in the pairs at the age of 43.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, compare that to Karen. All right. Karen's 49-9, retired 5 years ago. So Karen retired at 44. Margaret's just getting started. All righty. So 43. Last title was the 2004 World Championship singles at the age of 61. So she won the gold medal in singles as a 61-year-old. All righty. So there's 20-odd years she's going for.
Yeah.
First event she actually went to was the World Championships in 84. All right. So she's been playing around for 20 years. All right. So all up, Margaret's won the World Singles, 3 gold medals at the World Singles and 1 silver. In the World Pairs, 3 golds, 1 bronze. In the Commonwealth Games Singles, 1 gold, 1 bronze. Commonwealth Games Pair, 1 gold. All right. So like I said, her first event, was women's 1985. She skipped the triples, didn't come away with anything. All right. Came back in 86 to the Commonwealth Games, and she won that gold in the pairs. The last event she competed in, all right, was 2008. Down in, it was 2008. I think it was Christchurch again, wasn't it? 2008. And she got a bronze in the pairs. All right. So she would have been 65 then. Still winning medals. All right.
Still winning, yep.
Okay. She held at least one world title from 1998 through to 2004. Now, she won it in 2004, so technically you hold that for 4 years till the next event. So she held a world title for 20 years, at least one.
At least one.
There was 1 year where she doubled up, won the singles and the pairs. All right. It's getting impressive now, isn't it?
Yeah.
All righty.
That is impressive.
Only woman to have won the World Outdoors Singles, the Commonwealth Games Singles, the World Indoor Singles, and the World Championship Singles. Can play.
Can play.
All right. World Cup came into being sort of at the end of her career when they were looking, I think Ireland sort of sent development people to those World Cup things.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So she didn't get a chance to play in that. Like Joe's won that a heap of times. I think Karen, I'm not sure Karen's actually won it, to be honest. But yeah, mate, unbelievable. So from 1998 through to 2008, held at least 1 world title. So she's gone to 6 world championships, medaled 5 times. She's been to 6 Commonwealth Games, got 3 medals from those. Not bad at all, is it?
Not bad at all, DJ.
Like I said, Karen retired at about 44.
Yeah.
Margaret won her first title at 43.
Yeah.
You want to change my mind?
Nah, not when you put those stats out there. Like, when you put fact to it all, DJ, like, it's some good going there, to be honest.
So, if I was just picking it on what I've seen and what I've known, I probably would have put Margaret on my podium at 3. I'd have gone Karen and Joe. And I think it's tight between Karen and Joe, but when you go and look at the medals, definitely Karen then Joe is what I would have had. But Margaret, when you really look into it like that, and like I said, we didn't have the joy of actually sitting to watch her all the time. Like there wasn't that much on TV and stuff that you could actually see.
Yep.
But to see what she actually did in the game, mate, she is hands down. She's the best. She's the best to have played the game, and she did it as those 2 girls were coming into the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she has competed with them. She started in the 80s and come right through to the early 2000s. All the changes in the game, changes in the bowls. She's done it north, south, wherever you want. All right. So I think, hands down, Margaret Johnson, greatest player of all time.
Margaret Johnson is DJ, and well done, Margaret Johnson.
Argue it, dare you?
I'm not going to argue with you, DJ. You've done all the research and the stats, so that's Margaret Johnson, DJ. No bias.
Margaret Johnson, righto.
Facts.
That's it, man. Just facts. Righto. Moving on to the men's then. There's not going to be any shocks here. Tight again. All right. For instance, the player we spoke about last week, Ryan Bester, with the DJ formula, missed out by a solitary point from making that podium.
Ooh. Yeah.
All right. But like we said last week, just titles galore there.
Yep.
And then you got the likes of Jeremy on there, and Jeremy was hampered because he moved to Australia and didn't get picked for certain things after that there, what could Jeremy have won? And we didn't count World Cups in this, which we potentially could have, and Jeremy's only won 6 or 7.
Yeah.
No, yeah, anyway. Ryan Besser, 4th place.
Yep.
1 point more from the DJ formula. And on the podium in 3rd place, Aaron Sheriff from Australia.
Okay.
So we haven't given the greatest of all time to either Australians, so mate, we are on the first flight out of here.
Ooh. This
comes out Thursday morning, doesn't it? We are, get the flights booked, mate. On your credit card, business class. We are out of here before the people get to us. Aaron Sheriff, 3rd greatest of all time. 2nd greatest of all time. 47 points on the DJ formula.
Yeah.
Alex Marshall.
Oh,
he didn't see that one coming, did he? Because
the listeners are going, why, DJ? Why?
Because the greatest of all time with 52 points. Okay, David Bryant. And this is purely based on the DJ formula, like we said.
It has to be to give it to an Englishman, DJ. It has to be on a formula.
Oh, man, I was a bit harsh on them there, but they're 2 different federations. I can tell you, David Bryant didn't play the other federation, or if he did, he didn't win a title in it, because I went back and had a look. There's no big names in that English Bowls Federation, trust me. Anyway, David Bryant, why? So the age of 31, went to his first championships, 1962 Commonwealth Games. What did he win in Perth? Gold medal in the singles.
Yeah.
Last event he played 1988 at the age of 56, 57. So he stopped pretty early too compared to some of the others. All right. And he won a gold in the singles. So he did on silver in the pairs in Auckland. Okay. So just titles galore. Alrighty. David Bryant won the Commonwealth Games singles 4 times in a row.
He went back to back to back to back.
So 62 Perth, 70 Edinburgh. Oh, but DJ, that's 8 years gap. There's only 4 years between each Commonwealth Games. Well, Simon, like we mentioned a couple of episodes ago, the 1966 Commonwealth Games were held in Kingston, Jamaica, and they aren't exactly renowned for their bowling greens over there. It's the only time bowls have missed the Commonwealth Games or the British Empire Games. So, had they held it, could it be 5 in a row?
Could have been 5, DJ.
Anyway, like I said, 62 in Perth, 70 in Edinburgh, 74 in Christchurch, 78 in Edmonton. All right, 4 in a row, mate. Okay, from what I can see, the only other person to do 2 in a row is the current one, Aaron Wilson. So Disco.
Yeah.
The challenge has been laid down, mate. Can you get to 4 in a row like David Bryant?
Oof.
Let's wait and see. World Outdoor Singles, mate, 3 times he won it, 2 bronze medals. World Indoor Singles, 3 times he won it, 1 silver medal. World Indoor Pairs, 6 times he won it, 2 silver medals. World Outdoor Triples, 1-time winner, 1 silver medal. World Outdoor Pairs, he's got a silver and a bronze. And the Commonwealth Games 4s, 1 gold medal. Mate, like I said, with the DJ formula, David Bryant, we all know who he is. He started it all for us. He's one of the biggest names in the sport.
Yep.
We've got him as our greatest of all time. And yes, I know he's English, and it pains a little bit, but with a record like that, 4 Commonwealth singles in a row,
yeah.
I mean, no harm. That's not getting matched.
Nah.
Not in our lifetime. That is absolutely fantastic. And again, similar to the women, my podium would have been the same. But I'd have had Bryant as my 3rd, I'd had Marshall as my 1st, and I had Aaron as the 2nd out of what I've got on there. So I did.
Well, yeah, I definitely think, DJ, that many listeners and many bowlers out there would certainly put Alex Marshall top of the tree every time. And interesting that you've come up with somebody other than Alex Marshall, and you've justified and validated why. So, yeah, interesting, DJ, that you've come up with those listings and those orders, but, as you say, it's fact.
Prime Bryant versus Prime Marshall.
Ooh, that'd be a good YouTube view, wouldn't it?
Game for the ages, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Can we get artificial intelligence that's everywhere at the minute, mate? Pardon me. Can we get some AI games played there? People do it with boxing matches. They do it with English Premier League season and predict the winners. What can we do? What do you reckon?
Yeah. Look, that's one thing, DJ, even if it's not bowls, but other sports, how do you compare, greatest players in different eras that didn't play with each other, against each other, and who they came up against? It's really difficult.
It comes up all the time. Funny, I was having this discussion with Zoe the other day about sprinters, because obviously she's seeing all this Noah Lyles stuff at the minute, but I got to live through Usain Bolt, Maurice Green, Donovan Bailey, Linford Christie. And there was an interesting video on YouTube during the week about Donovan Bailey. So he won a world record time in Atlanta, 96. All right, set a world record 100 meters, then won it. the spikes and the technology that's available on the tracks and everything nowadays. So the scientist done a bit of an experiment with what he was doing, how he was running at the time. He would have ran 9.4.
Yeah, right.
Right? Now, that was from 1996. Now, Usain Bolt won the last of his in Brazil, Rio. I forgot Rio there for a second, in 2016. That's only that's less than 10 years away. They reckon if he was wearing the shoe that Noah Lyles is wearing now, he's running 9.1. So it just shows you how technology moves on as well.
Yeah.
So that type of stuff's interesting. But yeah, it is. It's very hard to compare throughout the ages. So that's why the infamous DJ formula was created.
DJ formula.
Yeah, this is what we come up with, mate. So yeah, it's been a fun time going through it all. It's been very interesting, mate. I can be a bit of a nerd when I want to be and dive into the history of the game and stuff. So a bit of a Bolts tragic. So it's good to get back into that again, and good experience to do that. But greatest of all time, here and now, Margaret Johnson from the women and David Brown from the men.
Good on you, DJ. Good
bad
stuff, and hopefully maybe some talking points out there for people, and happy to hear some comments and what they think, right or wrong. Is DJ right or wrong, folks? Get in touch with us.
This will get people talking, surely.
Yeah.
Speaking of people talking, your little positivity comment, mate. How many comments did you get on that across all the shares you gave?
We mentioned it last week, didn't we, DJ? We were up to over 1,300 comments.
1,300.
Yeah.
Jeepers,
socials. It's good to see some positivity out there, though. It's definitely not too. I don't think there's hardly any sarcastic comments, DJ, or
I didn't
really bad comments. No,
I stayed away. I think
there was a fair bit of positivity, and look, some of the generally DJ. What came up a lot of the time was a game for all, regardless of gender, age, ability, ethnicity. We can cater for everyone on the ball screen. And that's one of the best things about our sport, really, I think.
Yeah, man, it's the beauty of it. It's the social aspect is the beauty of it. Like, it's a great game to keep you mentally aware, to keep you, everyone can stay in competitive. Like, it's great for those sports people that maybe can't play the more physical sports, and later in life they still want to have that competitive edge. Like, this is a great sport for that. It's great for the young ones coming through as well. Like, I just love the fact that I got to play with, all the generations of my family. Like, it was my grandparents and my dad that got me into it and played. And, fantastic. I mean, there's not too many other sports you can do that in.
No. And that inclusion of, getting everyone on board, as you say, playing with parents, grandparents, aunties and uncles, all sorts. It's a great thing. And one of the other comments that came up quite often a bit was that friendship aspect, DJ. Like, it's like a bowls club is a real community hub, and it does offer a lot to a lot of people, that bowls club.
It does. Like, it's an outlet for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, social bowlers can be frustrating at times, but you got to realize when you break it down, how many of those people in that club at the time or in playing that event only have that. Yeah, especially later in life, like that's their outlet. That's where they get to go and hang out with friends and stuff, and just get away from whatever goes on in their life for a bit. So and it's a great part of that.
Yeah, that mental well-being, that was something that was mentioned a lot from people, and something probably that's more prevalent or is maybe spoke about more about.
Nowadays certainly is,
definitely is, and it's that. Obviously, our sport has a lot of the older generation, and maybe the bowls club, that social game of bowls once, twice a week, that is their thing that drives them every week, DJ, and they love coming down to the club and having that interaction with other members and other bowling friends in around that club. So there's a lot to be said about our clubs, DJ, and look. If the majority of our sport, they're older people, and that's their hub that they go to, we should be striving, DJ, to keep those clubs open.
Absolutely,
the best we can.
Absolutely.
There was a couple of I had a little chuckle, DJ. A couple of comments.
Here's some more stuff without warning. Thanks, mate. Let's go.
Yeah. So one of the comments, DJ, I'll just read it. It's the only time I can tell my wife what to do.
I
thought you'd like that
sad.
one.
It's sad, but it's true, isn't it? Oh, dear.
Obviously playing mixed pairs or mixed fours.
Oh, the only time I get to tell my wife what it is. Gold. Absolute gold. Who was that? That's gold.
I'm not going to mention names, DJ.
No names.
I'm not going to drop some bloke in it. Yeah.
Good. Simon Little, was it?
No. The other one, DJ, was reinforces the notion that the path to success is never a straight line. unless you're playing with stupid straight balls.
It started off pretty deep there, but it got sarcastic pretty quick, didn't it? Oh, he's not wrong either, mate.
Not wrong.
Not wrong either. Blight on the game.
Get rid of those straight balls. Get rid of them all.
Yep. Let's widen that master ball.
Yeah. DJ, I thought that was two good ones to finish up on, and the positivity, a couple of little fun things, but yeah, the majority of it was that community aspect, game for all, and something we should be shouting from the rooftops, DJ, and trying to get more people into our sport.
Absolutely. Brisbane 2032.
That's it. Bring it on.
Right, old man, let's get a bit, we'll get a bit selfish for a minute, talk about ourselves. We don't do that too often, but this weekend,
yes,
regional championships, both defending champions in the disciplines we're playing. I've got the fours this weekend, along with Dylan Riley, Brody Pitham, and Mick Cronin.
Yeah.
You've got the triples this weekend, Kyle Hansen and David Axon. We're both playing in the lead position. So, mate, give us a bit of an insight. As the lead in that triples team, what are you trying to achieve? Obviously the wins, but to set it up well, what's your tactics within that game and your mindset as the lead of that team?
Nothing less, DJ. Every single end, back toucher, front toucher.
Oh, setting the bar high. Setting the bar high.
Gotta set it high, DJ. Gotta set it high.
You do, but mine's more along the lines of
keep the jack within the rink.
Get the jack within 3 meters of Mick's feet and roll the balls down and get out of the way.
Okay.
So, but I'll tell you what, mate, the old TBA targets will be coming out in the next couple of days for a bit of practice leading up into that, mate. It'll be
good.
As we said, we're defending champions there. It'd be nice to get another one in there, especially with the championships going to Ballina this year. I've always wanted to go up and have a look.
Nice little trip, yes. Mm-hmm.
It would be a nice little trip, mate. But if we can even look, to be honest with you, in my position in Club Milton City, even if we just get a few winners up there and I can get a reason to go up for 2 weeks and just be a supporter.
Well,
I know Ray Pierce did that at Tarrant Point last year, so, I might just follow in Ray's footsteps. But
another good reason, DJ, yeah.
No, that's all good, mate. So, I'm not feeling too much pressure with the old favourites tag, mate. It's more of a challenge, but yeah, it'll be good. A couple of good teams in our event this year, especially with Curry have recruited pretty well, bringing a couple of players back, and then obviously J. By Norris, who's in the stateside at the minute. Coming across, he's just won the pairs there with Aaron Appleby. It's a blast from the past for some people. Old Aaron Appleby, he's still going all right, so he is. But yeah,
he's still playing.
Well, he's trying to. When he's not getting his hand cut off by roof and sheets, that's another thing there. But Curry stalwart, mate, still going strong. He's just, like I said, just won the pairs there with J. By Norris, and they're teaming up in the fours with Cody Griffin, who used to be at Port City, and Craig Barber, who's been at Curry for a lot of years too, mate. So a couple of good sides there. Milton City's got 5 out of about 8 entrants in there, so we're going pretty strong as well. So
yeah, look, there's some decent bowlers up in your region, DJ. So whoever wins your region will definitely deserve to be there, and
it's definitely stronger than your region. To be fair, like there's only one club in yours, like Tarrant Point. There's nobody adding it in. You told me offline or off air.
TJ.
Just give me that big spoon to stir the pot, mate.
There's definitely some good players in our region, DJ, and yeah, it'll be a tough weekend for us on the green, and yeah, to try and defend that title. And look, we're trying to get back to the state finals, DJ, and go that one bowl further than what we did last year.
Yeah,
state finals. But it'll be a tough weekend on the green, and yeah, we'll have to all preparations will on board, and we'll fight it out hard this weekend, DJ, and hopefully get to that final following weekend.
Just bring that armchair for Dave Axon to sit in, mate, like you normally do.
Hopefully,
he can take all the credit after that.
Hopefully I can. Yep.
Yeah, good on you. Mate, last week's episode, we got a bit deep last week with a couple of things about how clubs need to keep afloat and that.
Yeah.
Actually got a good comment from Matty Keogh again. He just likes to hear his name. That's all it really is. But so Engadine, have you seen what they've done recently? Matty sent me a couple of photographs. They've taken over almost half the green, but at least a couple of rinks for an outdoor area.
Okay.
So they have on one of their greens, so that's a pretty big club.
Yes.
And they're adapting to the community. They're trying to bring more people into the door by having that outdoor space. And it's right beside the bowl, so that's probably going to be a barefoot bowling green. So it is. So, but get people involved. That's the way you got to do it. You got to adapt to survive. At the end of the day,
yeah. So
you do. So
basically,
he also had a good comment too. He backed up with what we were saying. Like too many people, when a club gets close to shutting their doors, is very quick to go and point the finger of blame elsewhere, especially at bowling associations.
Yes.
I.e. Bowls New South Wales, who is, last I checked, a sporting organisation. They also have to look at Clubs New South Wales because they also should be affiliated with Clubs New South Wales. So there's plenty of ways to help save yourself. Clubs have just got to want to do it and not be stubborn, like we said last week. And sort of Matty backed that up with his comments this week. So it's good to see you're still listening to Matty because he says he doesn't like podcasts, but
I think he listens to me, DJ. He just doesn't like listening to you.
He does, mate. And then I will admit, I spoke to you about this the other day. I sat there because I don't listen to the podcast until it comes out. You get to do all the editing and stuff. It'll come out. I'll listen to it and just see how we sound. But the other night there, I was sitting listening to the last one, and I was actually trying to read the subtitles off Spotify.
Doesn't work, DJ.
Man, I didn't realize how bad it was. But you know what the worst part of it was, mate? I was hearing what I was reading, but what I was reading certainly wasn't what I was saying at the time. So it's a challenge for everyone. That's why they keep coming back.
AI needs to improve a bit, DJ, to pick up your accent. So
does AI need to improve, or do I need to learn how to enunciate and pronunciate and all that in between?
Just put an Aussie twang on it, DJ, and it might be okay.
Well, this is where I can't win, Simon, because the Aussies are complaining that my accent's too thick, and then I jump on a video call with the boys back at home the other day, and they're laughing at me because I've got an Aussie accent. I'm like, where? Oh man, I can't win. Yeah. I'm just trying to stay true to me, buddy. True to me.
Good on you, DJ. That's what we want in the podcast.
But mate, well, yep, good to see those positive comments coming into your post on Facebook, so let's keep that positivity flying around. Try and get the sport in the Olympics in 2032. Showcase it to the best of our ability. Get the people of the community actually getting in and playing the game. Just before we go, mate, I am going to give a shout out to one of the big listeners from Club Mate in the City, Darren Kedwell. Rugsy's actually in hospital this week. Had a bit of an operation there today. Got a shout out from his missus there, Kim, just to say he'd gone all right today, but he's going to be in hospital all week. So this will cheer him up, mate, Thursday morning when he gets to lay in the ward there and listen to our dulcet tones. So Rugsy, mate, love you. He's one of my biggest supporters ever since I moved to Maitland City. So he's definitely like a family member to me now. So all the best in your recovery, Rugsy, and I look forward to seeing you back on the greens. So after that soppy finish, mate, let's just wrap it up. And good luck, everybody. Good luck to you on the weekend, mate. Keep that little disc on the inside, and let's come back next week with hopefully a couple of regional titles. What do you reckon?
Good stuff, DJ. Yeah, good luck to yourself, and good luck to everyone else on the greens if you're out there this weekend. And we'll catch you all again next week, everyone.
You.